action!
In general, don't buy this case.
Real usage, real reviews. MobileReviews8.ca.
Hey guys, this is a review of the Otterbox Armor. This is a $115 case, and it's the toughest case that Otterbox has for their iPhone 5. Now you might be wondering, Aaron, why do you have two of the cases? Well, this is why. We were doing some drop tests with this case, and due to the incredible engineering and design of Otterbox's armor case, it actually broke on the third drop from about 5 feet. So we decided, well, we could throw in the towel and just claim that this case is an absolute failure. But then we said to ourselves, you need to know the most information about this case so that you know not to buy it. So we went out and bought another one, and then we did a bunch of tests with this case, and half of them failed anyways as well. So in general, don't buy this case. So Otterbox is like a large company. I don't know actually how big they are, but they make a lot of cases. And so for the iPhone 5, they got about 5 different levels of cases, and this Armor case is the highest level. According to them, it can survive a drop of 10 feet, be submerged in water up to 6.6 feet for 30 minutes, and it can survive a crushing weight of of 2 tons. And because it's waterproof, they say it's dustproof as well. So we've been using the case for about a week. Well, we used this case for about a week, and then this case for about a day. But we figured it was about time to put this case against our A score rating for rugged cases, and it came out to a measly 2.6 A's out of 5. This is a brutal case, especially if you're going to drop $115 on it. You might as well take that $115, go buy a bunch of cardboard boxes, and make your own cases, because at least those you can one-off them. If it breaks, you make a new one. Anyways, the nitty-gritty of our score is split between 3 categories, which is design, protection, and functionality. And we're going to take the next couple of minutes, and we're going to go through all of the quirks about this case. The case does add a lot of bulk and weight to the device. It's probably twice as thick as an actual device is, and it looks like it should be heavier, but it's really not, because there's a lot of empty space, there's a lot of empty ridges. It does add a lot of bulk, so I wouldn't recommend, putting this to your suit jacket, going to a meeting, or actually just putting it into your jean pockets, because people would think you might be doing something else. Installation of the case is actually pretty straightforward. This is, in terms of the process of installing the case, is pretty simple. There's 2 buckles, there's really 2 pieces, there's a front and there's a back, and putting it in and out is fairly simple. So it scores fairly well in terms of ease of installation, because I'm pretty sure that a technologically ignorant person should be able to figure how to put snaps on a case. I hope. Anyways. So in terms of build quality, we were kind of torn about giving it a little lower than average score, only because you got the one side, you've got these wicked metal buckles, and they seem like they're pretty tough, and when you snap the case together, it seems like it's very, very solid, but then you're extremely disappointed when you drop it and the thing breaks. You'll also notice that between the back panel and the front of the case, there's a bit of space, and it's not even across the entire case, and the plastic edge is kind of sharp, so when you're pulling it into your pockets and whatnot, if you get your fingernail caught in it, well, you're going to split your fingernail between your finger and your fingernail, and I don't like that. So, this case has it, which is really awesome. It's a great feature. So build quality. In terms of protection, this is one of the most expensive cases that we have ever purchased, and it fails miserably across almost every category, every score that we rate protection against. The drop protection, this case, it broke after 3 drops, and we were actually using this case to film one of our other videos, and I was a little shocked, as you can tell from the footage. So it scored poorly in the droppability. In terms of being waterproof, they claim it's waterproof. Yeah, this case failed after 7 minutes of sitting in a vase full of water. They said you could do it for 30 minutes, it started sucking in water after 7. So yeah, waterproof? No, it's not. And then screen protection. Well, we did drive over this case with a car, and this is the phone that I use, and it still works. So screen protection is actually pretty good, and that's actually one of the redeeming features about this fail Otterbox case. So with all that being said about protection, do check out some of the annotations and some of the links in the description below, because we did film all of our tests and we put them up on the YouTube channel as well as on our site. The last category that we rate against is functionality, and the first score is basically handling. How well does the case interact with the device, with the iPhone? And almost everything that you can do with a naked device you can do with this case. It just takes a little bit more effort. So pushing the home button takes a little extra oomph. Pushing the power button takes just a little bit of oomph. The only difference between a normal iPhone and this case is that the ringer/silent switch is reversed. So be prepared to be embarrassed a few times when your phone goes off in a place that's supposed to be quiet. In terms of the sound that comes from the device inside the case, everything's fairly muted. So when you're calling, your best bud using this case, you're gonna have a hard time hearing him. These little port things at the bottom, you can access your lightning port, and there's like a little screen thing that's supposed to let sound out of the speaker. I don't know if it works very well. You can get to everything underneath the phone, but I did notice that when I plug my headphones into the bottom of the case, these ports are actually very, very rigid, and it actually applies a certain level of pressure. So I don't know how the long-term use of this case would affect a set of headphones or the headphone jack. In terms of screen usability, this case actually does fairly well, but it doesn't redeem it from being a pretty fail, rugged case. The ability to access the corners on the screen works very, very well. I don't remember having to do a double tap in the corners much, which is nice to be able to have a rugged case that has a responsive screen protector. In terms of viewability, and viewability mean, kind of the glare and being able to hold it either portrait and landscape, this phone does fairly well. There's nothing really to prevent you from holding it this way, or however way you decide to hold your phone. It's a little bit bigger in the hand, but you can still use it. The viewability of the device is still very, very good. The screen protector provides a little bit more glare than your standard naked device screen, but again, it's reasonable. You just don't notice it after a period of time. So all in all, again, we give this 2.6 A's out of 5, and we don't recommend you spending the $100-something that you would have to spend to get this case. It is not worth your money, and definitely not worth your time, because you're going to have to go back and try to take this back. So if you like this review, please share it. If you want to keep on top of all the reviews that we do click subscribe. We've got in the annotations or the descriptions below links to all the other case reviews that we've done, as well as the drop test, the water test, and the crushability test that we did with this phone. And I know you can't see it, but the front of this case is all scuffed up because, we drove over it with a car. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for some more case reviews, and hope this was helpful to you guys. See you later.